Okay, good morning, good morning. Woohoo! It's a party today. You guys ready? Hopefully you're going to do this later. Big deep breath. Take the arms really wide and push them towards the ceiling. Now you're going to pull them into the side body and then sweep them backwards. And just repeat this a few more times. Reach, 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 and then squeeze. When you pull them back, you want to be pressing them in your elbows towards each other. And squeeze. Now you're going to hold here, fold halfway down. Your feet are nice and wide, so we want to try to loosen up some of the inner thighs. Waking up the back of the legs also. Just kind of go at a nice, comfortable pace. Maybe now that you've done these a few times, you can go a little bit further. Feels so good. Okay, we're going to hold this last one down. You're going to release the arms to your ankles and let your head go. So you're somewhat supporting your upper body as we slowly begin to warm up. Now slide your hands up your legs. Take them out to the side with your palms facing up. Move the hands back once they're parallel to the floor. Now take your gaze, look up. Follow with nice, long arms, all the way up to the ceiling. And then all the way back down again. Flip the palms to face down, fold over, pushing your booty back, hold the ankles, drop the head. We're going to do that one more time. Come on back up, open the palms and reach. And all the way back down. Now this time we're going to fold the arms. So you're crossing at the elbows and you're totally unweighting the upper body. You can play around with the legs and hips. You want to bend your knees and straighten them. They might not be straight right now, and that's okay. Just want to feel like you're getting lots of length into the back of the legs. Let's stay here for a few more big, big, big breaths. Now take your hands down to the floor. You're going to inhale to a flat back. Drift your hips backwards. Walk your feet together so now they're just hip width apart. And then fold back down over the legs. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Just keep repeating that. Big, really big, purposeful breaths. The more you breathe today, the better the benefit. Really feel the rib cage expand and then collapse as you fold. Okay, we're going to reverse this all the way back up to standing. Open the arms, reach them for the ceiling. And then back by your side. Right arm sweeps up. Get it nice and long. Like you're trying to touch the light bulb. And then do the same on the other side. We haven't really moved our hips or done anything fancy with our upper body at this point. But you're probably still feeling a nice stretch just from the reach. Let's do it again. So now we'll take it up and over on the right. Let the hip go out a little bit. And reach the arm. You're still trying to get length. You know, you see a lot of people going like this. No, retract the shoulder and reach the arm long. And then do the same on the other side. Let the hip go out a little bit. Get that arm nice and long. So you're probably feeling a little bit more on the waist. And let's do it one more time on each side. Last time. Okay, take the elbows to the height of the shoulder. You got that field goal thing going on, right? Pull the elbows back, let the hands come down. A lot of upper back activation. Just kind of go nice and slow. While you do this, you're trying to pull the elbows back. A few more. Try to get out of your hips, right? You want to get as tall as you can. Now hold it, bring the elbows together and the hands. Squeeze, 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 and then release and open. And let's do that a few more times. Really proud out your chest here. So we're going to do a lot of PMF and muscle activation today to stretch. Okay, hold here. Just hold. You should be feeling tired already because you're working those elbows backwards. Just a few more breaths. And then extend the arms. Try to touch both sides of your room. And then fold all the way down. Just relax here for a breath or two. And if you can, have your legs nice and straight. Your hands can be on your shins, your ankles, or the floor. There is no right way. Today's class is just about feeling good, bringing breath to the body, taking your mind and focusing on the feeling. Okay, we're going to walk our hands out to a plank, and as soon as we get there, we're going to meet in a downward facing dog. So you're going to pull back. We're going to give our feet a little bit of love. So I want you to pedal. One heel goes down, the other foot gets nice and high on the toes. So equal movement here they're both important. It's a good stretch for the pad of the foot, and it's a good stretch for your calf when you drive the heel to the floor. Keep doing this. Now make sure you can still see the sides of your arms. And your head is in a place where your neck feels fine. Okay, let's hold one side down. Let's pick the other foot off the floor and just circle the ankle. And then change your direction. And then point and flex. Put it down and let's do the same on the opposite foot. Circle, go the other way. Point and flex. Okay, both feet are down. You're going to walk your feet up to your hands. We're going to meet in a full fold. And just relax for a few breaths. Please look through your knees. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Your fingertips are on the floor out in front. I want you to sweep your right leg back and then put it down on the floor and sweep the left one back. So you're waking up your hamstrings and glutes, and just sort of keep alternating, picking up the leg and lowering it down. Again, it's all about mobility, right? When we warm up. Okay, relax your head again, look through your knees. Unweight your upper body, fold the arms. This time we're going to add a little rotation to the left. You're keeping your head down, and a little rotation to the right. And if this makes you dizzy, slow it down or don't do it. And keep your eyes open here. Okay, hands back to the floor. Inhale, look up, flat back. Now you're going to bend into a squat and straighten and oscillate between the two. Bending and straightening. Your fingertips are on the floor just to support you with balance. And try to push your booty back when you descend. Weight the back of the feet, that helps you do that. And let's just do this a few more times. Should probably feel like you're getting a little body heat going. Those are some big muscles you're warming up. Okay, hands down, step back, meet me in your plank. Now we're going to lift the left leg up off the floor, put it down, and do the same with the right. And just keep oscillating. Legs are nice and long as they lift and lower. So no bend at the knee. And while you lift and lower, it's important to keep your shoulders over the wrists. A lot of us have a tendency to drift the whole body backwards when you do these lifts. One more on each leg. Now we're going to lower the knees to the floor. Walk your hands under your shoulders, and we're going to do some cat-cows. These you do at your own pace. And you can switch up the angle by shifting the hips. Whatever feels good. This is definitely aimed at loosening up that lower back. While you do these, though, I want you to pull the belly button into the spine. Okay, a few more, and then we're going to hold with our back in arched. Arched. There we go. Hold. Push away from the floor. Hollow out the belly and breathe. Now, come onto the tops of your feet. Take it back for a seat. You're in child's pose. Walk your arms out. Relax your upper body wherever you want it to be. Just breathe. Okay, come back up onto all fours. Go back to your cat-cows, but first I want you to tuck your toes under so you feel nice and stable. I'm going to do this one more round, only because they're so good for us. I mean, think about what your body does when you're sitting or driving or on your phone. Just picture those body positions. Now we're trying to correct all the damage that we do in those awkward positions, but that our body loves so much because it's been doing it for so long. Okay, neutral spine, hollow out the belly. Come off your knees, 1 inch. Make sure you haven't dropped your face. So this is your neck working to hold the face up. Now come to a small downward facing dog. Hold here for 5 fabulous breaths. I'd like you to close your eyes and just get lost. Walk your feet up towards your hands. You're back into that full fold. Just look through your knees. You can retract the shoulders here, but it's important to let your head go. Okay, take your hands above the knees and come back up to standing nice and slow. Great job. Okay, crowd out your chest. Arms are just going to relax by your side. Get nice and long and lifted out of your hips. Take your gaze and look right. Turn your head as far as it'll go. Come back center and do the same on the opposite side. And then back to the opposite side. And again. Okay, look forward and then just drop that ear down towards the shoulder. So you feel a nice stretch right here. These muscles often get so tight. Let's take it up and over, other side. Keep your shoulders nice and broad. You want to have like the best posture you can possibly find. Do it again. And again. Now your head is neutral. You're going to take your gaze down to that right shoulder. Come back up. Take it down to the left one. Oh, it feels so good. So being good to your body requires a lot of patience. Keep oscillating. Okay, you're going to come back neutral. Now we're just going to take our chin down. Hopefully you're feeling a nice stretch through the upper back muscles that run along your spine. Now take your gaze and look up. It doesn't have to be huge. So don't lift your chin so high that you feel uncomfortable or unbalanced. You're just trying to stretch and feel good. Take your gaze up. And one more time, down. We're just going to hold here for a few breaths. I want you to try to expand through your rib cage while you hold the chin down. Okay, come back up, neutral, deep breath. Reach the arms straight up. Get them as straight as you can. And if they have to be wide, that's okay. We're working on the straightness and length that we get in the arms. Okay, let's bring the hands to heart. You're going to step your left foot forward and your right leg back. So let's make sure both feet are on the floor. So I want you to take a look. See how you landed. Are they pointing directly straight? And do you have enough width between them that you feel safe and stable? Now, right now, we're not doing anything fancy with our feet. We're just holding with straight legs. I want you to fold forward. So you're going to feel a lot of the back of the leg lengthen out. Keep your spine long and your stomach working. Come back up. We're going to add on to this after we've done this about 3 or 4 times. And if you feel like you can add depth or range of motion by taking it down a little further, still keeping the spine long, I want you to do that. So tight back there. Okay, this is your last one with just normal feet. Whatever normal feet is, that means you're not cinching the toes. Try to relax those toes. So the stability comes from the pad of the foot to the heel, right? Now, let's get this isometric pull going on. Pull your heel back and the back foot forward. So you feel a lot of the inner thigh and just a lot more muscle coming to the party. Now keep that tug and fold really slowly. And if you have a challenge with balance here, take your feet further apart, or you can even take the arms out to the side, which will bring more stability to the movement, whatever you prefer. You just want to try your best to keep that tug. We're going to do this one more time. So as deep as you've gone, I want you to hold that spot. Release the hands to your shin. Hold the spot, keep the tug. And now release the tug and fold over that leg. Let your head go, you're looking through your knees. Both legs are straight and your hips are even. And if you can get the palms down on the floor, fabulous. If you're rested them on your leg, that's great, as long as you're digging the feeling. Okay, bend your front leg, hands to the floor, meet me in your high plank. Now let's do a little hover and all meet in up dog. hold this pose with your belly pulling up and into the spine. Now from here, I want you to tuck the toes under if you came onto the tops of your feet. Tuck your toes back under. We're just gonna move through this a little bit to loosen up. So you're gonna take your hips, push them back over the heels. Isometrically pull those hands towards the knees. Get that little tug going on. And then bring it back forward. Hips are gonna come all the way down with your belly in. Do it again. Should feel really good. So again, you want to inhale when you start to move, exhale when you come back. Remember, I said, breathe as much as you can. It helps give you that nice, relaxed feeling for the rest of the day. Okay, one more time back. Come back forward, come off the knees, meet me in your down dog. 5 deep breaths, make them terrific. Walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale to a flat back. Reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip the palms, reach for the ceiling. Bring your hands to heart. Step your left foot back. Now you decide how far that foot goes back. You want to make sure both heels are on the floor and your legs are straight. Bring your hands to heart. Now just keep your feet chilling, but try not to grab at the toes. Fold halfway down or whatever point. This is all about easing into it, right? You know, I say that all the time. So just kind of ease into it. Hopefully I reminded you to look at your feet and make sure they're both facing forward. So you're really trying to push when you come back up through the pad and heel. So try to connect to that. Okay, now that you're up, we're going to try to get this isometric thing going on. So front leg pushes back, back leg pushes forward. They're trying to meet in the middle. Now fold down while you hold that. Go slow if you have to, it's fine. Just hold that squeeze as best as you can. Even if you limit your range a little bit, just try to hang on to that. Okay, let's round the back. Take your hands to your shin. Relax the head. Maybe the hands come down to the floor. If they're on the floor, try not to put your upper body weight into them. You really want to be folding all that upper body weight over the leg. Your head should feel nice and relaxed. This is a feel-good moment. You can close your eyes, catch 4 or 5 breaths. And then we're going to meet back in plank. Okay, bend the front leg. Hands to the floor out in front. You're in your plank. Now let's slide your feet a little further back so your shoulders are behind the wrists. We're bringing your lats to this party. Make sure you've got good distance between your feet so you feel stable. Open them wider if you need to. Now we're going to add on to this by either walking the hands forward, keep them a little on the wide side, or slide your feet back, however you want to get there. But we're trying to just get into these lats, your side body. Pull the belly button up to the spine. Hold and breathe. Your legs are straight and your heels are pushing towards the floor. If you have the ability, walk those hands further forward or slide those feet further back. Last time here, just a few more breaths. Okay, wrists come back underneath the shoulders. We're going to do a little half hover and meet back in that up dog. Come onto the tops of feet if you can. Come off your knees. Just hold this for a little bit. Pulling the belly button in. Now let's put the knees down, tuck your toes under. We're going to move the hips back like we did before, right over those heels. Now this time I'm going to have you relax your armpits towards the floor. Make sure your head is in a position where you're not harming your neck. So that typically means your ears are just inside the arms. But you know better. Now we're going to take the right palm, flip it open, and lift it off the floor. And your goal here is to straighten out that arm. So I want you to reach it towards the front of the room. Close it to the floor and relax. Open the left. Lift it and reach it. You got to really go for it here. Do the same again. Switch sides. And again. One more time, only because it's so good for us. Last one. Nice, come back up onto all fours. You're going to round your back, arch it as much as you can and just hold. Drift the hips back a little bit towards the heels. Feel the difference in the stretch down towards the low back. Now, forward with the shoulders on the tops of your feet. We're right back in child's pose, but this time we're going to open our knees nice and wide and then sit on the heels. Walk your hands out, but don't let the forearms touch the floor. So this is another opportunity where you're strengthening your neck muscles. Your forehead is up, the ears are inside the arms. Big stretch for the groin. Should feel fabulous. Just breathe. When you exhale, you can think about helping your armpits get a little closer to the floor. It's not a force. It's just a little help. Okay, bring it forward. Bring your knees back in. Tuck the toes under. Meet me in your high plank. We are going to lower all the way down to the floor in slow motion. So hover, end up with your chest and body on the floor. Now, if you have a towel, that's probably going to be a good idea. Come up onto your elbows. Keep your belly in. So we're just going to start here on the elbows. This is a nice little stretch for your six-pack muscle. Little flexibility for the lower back. Okay, let's put the chest back down. And I'm gonna have you take your hands just to the sides of your chest. You're gonna take your left knee and slide it forward. So you've got a 45-degree angle in that leg. So your knee and hip are at the same height and the knee is just off to the side. Now, if it's better for you to turn your head to the side and put it down on the floor, you can. Now, if you can, just move your left hip a little further out. And then try to relax while you breathe here a few more times. Now, if you need to have, I'm going to take my towel and I'm going to put it underneath my left knee because it's on the floor and it's kind of hard. Once I've got the towel under the knee, I'm going to lift the foot off the floor and lower it. So you're bringing movement. Lift and lower. And lift. However high you can get it. No one's judging. Just up and down with the foot. Foot's flexed. Do a few more. Now put the foot down, see if you can lift the knee up. It's a little harder. Just do a few. Okay, you're going to take that leg, slide it back. Find your towel, bring it over to the right side, sorry. Your hands are by your chest, your face is off the floor to start. You're going to take your right knee, slide it forward, find it on top of that towel. Relax that foot, it's on the floor, it's flexed. Try to move the right knee a little further out. Feel the difference in the stretch when you do that? You can turn your head on its side, just relax the head if you like. Nice big deep breaths. Now see if you can lift the foot and lower it. Keep that going. Okay, put the foot down, slide the leg back, so it's back on your mat. Find your towel, bring it forward. You're gonna take your hands by your chest, tuck your toes under, press up to plank. Meet me in your down dog. Walk your feet forward. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale back to your full forward fold. 3 big, huge breaths. Get into expanding those ribs. Bring your hands above your knees, come back up to standing. Ooh, there we are. Okay. Standing up nice and tall, little balance challenge. Hands to heart, lift your left knee, and then switch to the right. Start out walking with no holds. So you're loosening up your hip flexors a little bit, but you're also working them at the same time. Sometimes these get tight and people think, oh, I got to stretch them, and they overstretch them. So there's always a balance between rehab, building muscle, and stretching. So a lot of people over the years I've heard, oh, my shoulder's sore, I can't use it. Well, if you don't use it, bye-bye shoulder, you won't be able to. Okay, hold this up, hands to heart, balance. Pick a spot on the floor and just focus. Put it down, do the same on the opposite side. Whoops, came up a little too quick. Try not to use those toes to grab. Try to lift up out of that hip. Try to get taller. Put it down. Nice job. Turn and face the side. Take your feet really wide. Bring your hands, so your fingers, your baby fingers are just resting a little tiny bit, but you're actually using muscle to hold the arms like this. Now, squeeze the elbows together. Look down at your feet. Let's make sure that we got our toes in the same line. Start to hip hinge just a little. So I've got a slight forward lean with my upper body. I'm hollowing out the belly. And now I'm going to isometrically try to pull my feet together. So this is a lot for your inner thighs. Just hold. So we've got the legs working, we got the upper back working. It should feel very intense if you're really connecting. Just breathe a few more times. Come back up. Ooh, that's so hard for me. Hands to heart this time. Hips are going to push back. So I'm wading into the back of my feet. I almost feel like I could fall backwards, but I don't want you to do that, of course. And I don't want to do that. I'm moving really slowly. Kind of paying attention to where I feel really tight. I'm going to just keep going as long as I can go with my spine long. Then I'm going to release the hands to the floor. Walk them away and off your mat. Way out in front. Fingertips only. Now, pull your hips back and pull your hands isometrically towards the mat. Hold your head where your ears are just inside the arms. Now, puff out those ribs as you breathe. Okay, walk the hands back onto the mat and fold all the way down, let your head go. Unweight your upper body and cross the arms. 5 fabulous breaths. Today's class is all about mobility and breathing. So knock yourself out of the park on these. Get good blood flow to your face, good oxygen to the body. All good things for us. Okay, let's take the hands to the floor. On your mat, fingertips only, inhale to a flat back. Now move your hips backwards because I know they pushed forward. That's what they want to do. Be the boss. Now let's take the left hand to your waist and then the right. Lift your torso up a little bit till you feel the legs engage. And now isometrically try to pull those feet together. Hands to heart. Hold and pull. Legs are straight, toes are forward. Don't drop your face. Oh my goodness, she's so demanding. Slow motion. Come back up while you pull your feet together. Ooh, a lot of work. Okay. Walk your feet together. Turn and face forward. Take a nice big deep breath. We're going to meet all the way down in our high plank. Now you're going to do that nice little hover, and we're going to end up on the floor again. So hover slow, right to the floor. Now keep your hands where they are and lift your chest off the floor without pushing into the earth. Right? Now pull the belly up and in. Just hold. Your face is looking down at the floor, so your neck is nice and long. And then relax it. Turn your face to the side, let it all hang out. We're going to repeat this 2 more times. Face looks at the floor, chest lifts. Adding on, lift the palms off the floor if you can. Just an inch. You got to be pulling that stomach in. Breathe. And then turn the head to the side, let it go. Whew. Really important to breathe when the work is hard. So adding on one last time, face to the floor, hands up. Now lift your elbows up to the ceiling. Chest is off the floor, lift it higher. Keep your face looking down. Hollow out the belly. Okay, hands to the floor. Push yourself up, meet me in plank. Downward facing, last time today. Get some good breaths in here. Okay, come back to your plank. Put your knees down, kick your feet out to the side. Have a seat on your butt. Let's start out in staff pose. Your heels are in the corners of the front of your mat. You're sitting up really tall. Arms out. This is your last sort of little bit of work, if you will. And then we're just going to do 2 stretches and say goodbye. So C-curve the spine. Come down really slowly while you pull in the stomach. So it's kind of like, how slow can you go? Stomach's pulling in. And then once you feel the shoulder blades hit the floor, let the head go. So it's down on the floor. You're going to take the arms into a Y and take them back. So they're not shoulder width apart, they're really wide. Now, you've got your feet in the corners of the mat, so your legs are spread also. Point your toes. And then flex your toes. And then point. And while you do that, make a fist with your hands and then open back up. And keep repeating that a few times. So this is actually a little bit of work for the arms, because you're pushing them long. There's no bend. You're nice and flat on the shoulder blades. Now, bring the arms back up. You're going to clasp your fingers together. Your arms are long. You're going to bring your left knee up and into the body and use your hands on your shin to pull it in nice and close. You've got that right calf still on the floor. This is our last stretch. So enjoy it. Now take that leg down and bring the right one in. Nice and close, but still trying to keep your left calf on the floor. Okay, take that leg all the way back down. You're going to bring the arms forward, nice and long, palms face. Lift your head, tuck your chin, roll yourself up, pulling in the belly. We're going to dive through our legs. We're going to breathe 3 times and then say goodbye. Okay, inhale to a flat back, slide your hands back in, come onto your feet. Right up onto those toes. Back to your fold. You're gonna inhale, unhinge, reach and lift the body tall, sweep the arms up. Hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day. Namaste. Move better, feel great. Woohoo! It's almost the weekend.